Consensus reality is that which is generally agreed to be reality, based on a consensus view. The appeal to consensus arises from the fact that humans do not fully understand or agree upon the nature of knowledge or ontology, often making it uncertain what is real, given the vast inconsistencies between individual subjectivities. We can, however, seek to obtain some form of consensus, with others, of what is real. We can use this consensus as a pragmatic guide, either on the assumption that it seems to approximate some kind of valid reality, or simply because it is more practical than perceived alternatives. Consensus reality therefore refers to the agreed-upon concepts of reality which people in the world, or a culture or group, believe are real, or treat as real, usually based upon their common experiences as they believe them to be. Anyone who does not agree with these is sometimes stated to be, in effect, living in a different world. Throughout history, this has also raised a social question as to the effects of a society in which all individuals do not agree upon the same reality. Children have sometimes been described or viewed as inexperienced with consensus reality, though are described as such with the expectation that their perspective will progressively form closer to the consensus reality of their society as they age. General discussion. In considering the nature of reality, two broad approaches exist: the realist approach, in which there is a single, objective, overall reality believed to exist irrespective of the perceptions of any given individual, and the idealistic approach, in which it is considered that an individual can verify nothing except their own experience of the world, and can never directly know the truth of the world independent of that. Consensus reality may be understood by studying socially constructed reality, a subject within the sociology of knowledge. Read page 3 of The Social Construction of Reality by Peter L. Berger and Thomas Luckman. Consider this example: consensus reality for people who follow a particular theocentric religion is different from consensus reality for those who follow another theocentric religion, or from those that eschew theocentric religions in favor of science alone, for explaining life and the universe. In societies where theocentric religions are dominant, the religious understanding of existence would be the consensus reality, while the religious worldview would remain the non-consensus, or alternative, reality in a predominantly secular society, where the consensus reality is grounded in science alone. In this way, different individuals and communities have fundamentally different worldviews, with fundamentally different comprehensions of the world around them, and of the constructs within which they live. Thus, a society that is, for example, completely secular and one which believes every eventuality to be subject to metaphysical influence will have very different consensus realities, and many of their beliefs on broad issues such as science, slavery, and human sacrifice may differ in direct consequence because of the differences in the perceived nature of the world they live in. In science and philosophy. See also, scientific consensus. Objectivists. Objectivists, though not necessarily materialists, also reject the notion of subjective reality. They hold that while each individual may indeed have their own perception of reality, that perception has no effect on what reality actually is. In fact, if the perception of reality differs significantly from the actual reality, serious negative consequences are bound to follow. One example of objectivism is the following understanding of overall reality: the infinite matrix Trinity is the only person who beholds reality completely objectively, but he has revealed to us the essence of it. In him hovers the universe's entire history, which consists of a series of zoomable universe spheres. Each sphere is a moment, from the beginning through the present, and onward into eternity future. Only the infinite Trinity beholds all the moments objectively, from beyond, since the rest of us are contained in that history. See Bible, Colossians 1:16-17. Idealists. Some idealists, subjective idealists, hold the view that there isn't one particular way things are, but rather that each person's personal reality is unique. Such idealists have the worldview which says that we each create our own reality, and while most people may be in general agreement, consensus, about what reality is like, they might live in a different, or non-consensus, reality. Materialists. Materialists may not accept the idea of there being different possible realities for different people, rather than different beliefs about one reality. So for them only the first usage of the term reality would make sense. To them, someone believing otherwise, where the facts have been properly established, might be considered delusional. Social consequences. Views on the term. The connotation of the term consensus reality is usually disparaging. It is usually employed by idealist, surrealist, and other anti-realist theorists opposing or hostile to this reality, with the implication that this consensus reality is, to a greater or lesser extent, created by those who experience it. The phrase consensus reality may be used more loosely to refer to any generally accepted set of beliefs. However, there are those who use the term approvingly for the practical benefits of all agreeing on a common set of assumptions or experiences. Social aspects. Singers, painters, writers, theorists, and other individuals employing a number of means of action have attempted to oppose or undermine consensus reality, while others have declared that they are ignoring it. For example, Salvador Dali intended by his paranoiac critical method to systematize confusion thanks to a paranoia and active process of thought, and so assist in discrediting completely the world of reality.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.